Hello friends, welcome back to my blind playthrough of Planescape Torment. This is episode 43, and we are here with the Nameless One who keeps hiccuping as he started to do in the last episode. Last episode was an interesting one. I say that every time. It wasn't, really. I mean, we did learn quite a lot about death, mostly, but actually not from the lecturer, but from the Nameless One, who couldn't really help but destroy the lecturer with facts and logic, you know, as they say these days. So he seems well enough. So he keeps going on with his lectures. So I don't feel that bad for destroying this guy's entire career. So we're still hiccuping. Yeah, we got cursed in the last episode by a very unpleasant person with a very funny name. I think to start with, I will open up the journal and recap a bit. Okay, Quizai. See, I can't remember what we did last episode and what we did the one before that, but I guess that doesn't really matter. A noble woman named Jolmy made a proposal to me. She wishes to pay me for the privilege of murdering me. An easy way to fill my purse, I suppose, were it all to run smoothly. We actually did read this journal entry, didn't we? Quizai, whom I met in the Civic Festhall, told me he is what is known as a genasi of Earth, the offspring of an elemental creature of Earth and a human. Interesting. I mean, he definitely looked like it, if anything. Quizai, the combat instructor in the Civic Festhall, introduced me in the Way of Stone. Instructed me in the Way of Stone. While much of its philosophy is of little use or even applies to me, being a creature of flesh, I can use some of its tenets to make myself more difficult to wound in combat. Amazing. Look at that. Progress. Hour 12. I met the man who cursed Requind in the Civic Festhall, Jumble Murdersense. What a weird name. But yeah, he is the guy that actually cursed Requind, which completely went over my head when I saw his name, because it's been so long since we met Requind. I've been cursed with perpetual hiccups by a Chaositect mage called Jumble Murdersense. Oh, he's a Chaositect. Interesting. I guess that makes sense, but what is a Chaositect doing in the Civic Festhall? Hopefully someone else in the Festhall will have some idea of how to either remove the annoying curse, or how to get Jumble himself to undo it. Alright, that sounds like fun. That's one more reason to keep exploring the Festhall, although there is still a third lecture, apparently, which I haven't attended, so that might be where we get stuck for at least half of this episode. I entered the mage training chamber of the Civic Festhall, but found no tutor. One of the aspiring mages there told me to seek out Lady Thorncombe, the tutor in the Festhall's Sensoriums. We definitely want to see her. And last entry, Merryman wanted me to help him lose his memories before he gave me the keys to Delora's heart. I suppose I'll have to look for something that to do that to a person, then bring it back to him. Merryman himself suggested water from the river Styx as one possibility. Sure, I'll just hop off to another dimension and pick up water from the river Styx. That sounds like a fun afternoon. I have no idea how we're gonna accomplish that. And then we had some quests, which, yeah, this one is the Merryman one. We are also supposed to split Pestle and Kiln. I met a man who was actually two different people melded into one. I told them that if I found a way to split them, I'd return. Well, that's another sort of open-ended quest, which doesn't really tell me you should go there and do this. It just sort of says, try stuff. Keep exploring, I guess, which is exactly what I wanted to do anyway, so amazing. Retrieve Malmainer's costume from Gonsalves. I've agreed to go fetch a man named Malmainer's Dustman costume from the tailor in the Clerk's ward, Gonsalves, which we actually met not too long ago, maybe the episode before the last one, right? The tailor, I mean. So, yeah, but I think, first of all, I would just explore all of the Sensorium, as much of it as I can anyway. 3 planes aligned. Oh boy, this one is going to be about planes, isn't it? Do I have my journal ready? Yes. A journal. It's more like a jumble of notes. There's almost no order to this. It almost makes me want to reconsider my my faction or my alignment. Alright, 3 planes aligned. Another person with this sort of name. This sort of hyphenated name. Thin and sharp-featured, his yellow skin covered with tattoos, this man looks over the room and its inhabitants with cold black eyes. He appears to be giving a lecture. Of course. I am known as 3 Planes Aligned, a Githzerai scholar. If you are here for my lecture, it begins in a few moments. He speaks in a very low, somber tone. Today I shall speak of the power of alignment and belief, and how they shape the planes. First, I shall explain the concept of alignment. Awesome, awesome. I love this sort of structure that this lecture has, you know? He tells you what he's going to explain, then he explains it, and then he tells you what he just explained. Amazing. Great for remembering stuff. I'm a fan already. Alignment is a descriptor of one's beliefs and how one acts upon those beliefs. At their core, all creatures predominantly behave in one of 3 ways: with good in their heart, with evil in their heart, or indifference, or neutrality in their heart. They predominantly express each of these core behaviors in one of 3 different ways: in an ordered manner, in a chaotic manner, or in an indifferent, neutral manner. Thus, there are 9 core alignments that one is capable of. The 9 alignments, then, are lawful good, neutral good, and chaotic good, lawful neutral, true neutral, and chaotic neutral, and lawful evil, neutral evil, and chaotic evil. Now I shall speak of the power of alignment and the belief it engenders, of how from them the very deities gain strength, and how belief can physically affect one's environments. So far, I'm not lost at all, actually. This is stuff I already knew. It's great to get a recap, especially one that is so well structured. How belief can physically affect one's environments, okay. A deity must have worshippers, for it is the faith of such subjects which gives them power. As converts are made and more come to believe in a god, the more power that god receives. Conversely, when no one believes in a deity, it withers and dies, joining the corpses of other gods that float on the astral plane. It is thus possible to slay a deity by simply forgetting about them. What an amazing concept. I really love this idea, and I hope this game makes full use of it. I want to see some deities killed by just people forgetting about them. I want to resurrect deities or maintain their power by believing in them. This is just all so fascinating. A much more striking example of the power of alignment and belief, however, can be seen within the sliding of gate towns. First, though, I would define gate towns. Gate towns, huh? I don't think I've heard of those. Gate towns are towns on the Outlands, the largely neutral area which sigil, god damn it. It's always the beginning of the episode that I mispronounce it, isn't it? Which sigil spins over the center of. They are called gate towns because they are built around a permanent gate or portal to one of the outer planes. Okay. Each of these outer planes has its own alignment. The Abyss is chaotic and evil. Beator is lawful and evil. Mechanus is lawful neutral. Mount Celestia is lawful and good. The Outlands again are true neutral, leaning to neither law or chaos. I feel like I should be writing this down. And actually this is really interesting information. So I did already note down some of these things, right? I actually didn't try to guess the alignment for the planes per se. I did try to do that for the factions, right? Which we didn't really get a comprehensive breakdown of yet, right? Abyss is chaotic evil, makes sense. Mechanus, lawful neutral. Mount Celestia sounded fun. It's actually yeah, the guy who spoke about that spoke about it. That's why I've got it here. So it very much sounds like kind of a heavenly, maybe like Christian heaven type of plane. Let's keep going. Sliding occurs when there is a high concentration of belief in an area of differing belief. When this occurs, the area itself will move or slide to a plane that matches the new belief. Oh, okay. So this is like a geographical sliding? Like the change in belief actually just physically moves the planes? Then again, I'm not even sure if it's right to think of the planes as physical things. Like, in one sense, yeah, because, you know, beings live on them and beings are obviously mostly physical. But I feel like when we're dealing with a cosmology as complicated as this, you almost need like a third term. Like the binary of physical, non-physical doesn't really make all that much sense, I think. So it's almost like its own thing, maybe. But it sounds transformative for the plane, for the affected place. Either way. Now, the gate towns usually have a strong belief that matches the outer plane beyond the portal, but the belief is not yet strong enough for the town to slide from the outlands and into the outer plane. It would be interesting to see where the tipping point is, you know, because at some point there's gotta be like a moment where, okay, this amount of belief is sufficient and the sliding occurs now. It's like the problem of limitations or identifying differences between basically anything, right? For example, the town of Ribcage borders the portal to the lawful evil plane of Beator. As expected, the residents of Ribcage are largely lawful evil residents, but the entire town's alignments and beliefs are not strong enough so that Ribcage will slide into Beator. I still have to keep wondering how much of this world building will actually be represented in the game, and how much of it is just like the wider Planescape universe included here just for flavor. Will I get to visit Ribcage? I don't know, I kind of doubt it. But at the same time, anything could happen. For example, Ribcage might one day see the sudden rise of a lawful evil order of clerics, promoting their dark beliefs and converting many citizens to the worship of their lawful evil god. Were this to occur, there would be a good chance that the town would slide off the neutral outlands, becoming part of the lawful evil plane of Beator. Whole layers of planes may move this way. Thus, many wars are wars of belief and faith by necessity. They are the tools by which territory is obtained and held. This, then, is the power of alignment and belief to shape the planes. This session has ended. May belief guide your actions and shape the planes to your will. Farewell, all of you. Oh, this was actually a brief one. My episode recording counter is well, just past 10 minutes really. So this was a really short lecture. And I can't even ask any questions. Well, that's why it's so short in the first place, you know? Because I would have asked all of them, of course. But there are no questions to ask here. I guess it's all clear. It was quite a clear lecture. So yeah, all of these things I basically knew, except for the specific alignments of some of these places, which we just learned about, which is fun. Maybe let's just note down that this is specific. The specific source of this information, so that I don't think I just made this up, you know. And I guess I don't really need this because these are just names, whereas this is way more comprehensive. But there are still some planes missing here, right? There's a grand total of 5 here, where it should presumably be like 9, right? For each alignment. Wow, the hiccups are getting annoying. You might have noticed that I toned down the music because it's very good music, kind of baroque in a sense. But listening to it 24/7, which well, not 24/7, but for the entire episode, every episode is yeah. I needed to make it a bit quieter. Where does this lead? I think I checked this last episode. Hallway leading to the dormitories. Okay, so I actually went through this entire place. So we could go to one of the what was it? The name escapes me. I guess we will explore the dormitories first, and then we will come back to the guy by the entrance. All right, got some sensates here. Nothing sensational in this place. What is this? The door is locked. You will need a key. Will I? How about I use my thieving skills?
Well.
Okay. I guess not.
I'm gone.
I guess when the game tells me that I will need a key, I will need a key. Let's talk to the clerk. Maybe that's the best course of action here. What is this question mark? A front desk like a fine inn might have. A fine inn, huh? That must be a mighty fine inn to have a desk like that. The attractive young woman smiles pleasantly. Greetings, sir. She closes her eyes and flips through a large ledger, stopping at what seems to be a random page and opening her eyes once more. Ah, here's your room key. She hands you a small key. The easternmost chamber's been waiting quite some time for your return. Would you like to rest now, sir? Oh. So, at first I thought this might have something to do with me convincing that one guy that I was a member of the Sensates. Who knows, maybe it might. But it could also be that she's mistaken me for somebody. And finally, there's a third option, and that is the most interesting one. I mean, it doesn't really make sense, but it could be my past self. But that really doesn't make sense, right? They presumably would have found someone new to occupy the room in the decades that I've been gone. Years, certainly. What do you mean, waiting for my return? The clerk gives you a strange look. My ledger indicates that this is your key, sir, and has been for a good long time. If that is not so, then perhaps I'm merely mistaken. Would you like to rest now, sir? Yes, that would be nice. Now I'm suspicious, you know? What if someone arranged this to trap me? Oh. Oh. So by rest, you actually mean rest. Okay. Fair enough. I was expecting to, like, go into a room and explore it, but no, I literally just rested. Sure. Good to know. Ooh, what's going on here? Whoa, look at these chests. These are epic. There must be some really good loot in those chests. Is what I would say if we were in like a dungeon, but we're in a hotel room, so I'm not gonna hold my breath. Sensate, sensate. Well, let's just explore what's here. Nothing. And this one is locked. Well, I guess we could explore it in an alternate way, but I have a feeling that the sensates will get pissed off, so...
Why not?
No. Okay, it's really weird how this game is inconsistent with thievery. It's basically a guessing game. Or a game of save scumming. Well, it's not like I'm doing anything against the Sensate faction, you know? I'm just trying to get the experience of robbing people in a hotel room, you know? That's certainly a very unique experience that is worth experiencing. And the copper commons are worth it too. Alright, so far not much going on in this place. Unfulfilled-Desire. Oh. Well. I guess we will speak to her, but well, we'll see. The woman before you is incredibly attractive. I feel like that's the case for all women in this game. The game is always like, oh, this woman is so beautiful, and this one is even more beautiful. Okay, sure. There's some intangible aura about her that makes you want to speak to her. As you step up to her, she glances at you coyly, then she gives a knowing smile. Oof, okay, what's this going to be? Intangible aura, hang on. Makes me want to speak to her? Is she like another elf? You want something, yes? She hisses the yes, drawing it out slowly, sensually from between her teeth. Oh, I can't do sensually, sorry guys. I can help. Name your desire, and I shall provide it. Ooh, lots of options. I want you. Pretty direct. I want weapons of power. Yeah, magical items, magical spells. Either one would be fine. I want knowledge. Ooh, that's pretty characteristic for my playstyle. I want my memories returned. All of them? Holy shit. Okay, so if she actually did that, what would that do to me? I feel like learning everything at once would do me harm. I feel like it could, I don't know, kill me or do something horrible to me. Maybe not, but I have a feeling that even if I say this, she's gonna be like, oh no, you can't have that, for whatever reason, you know? Well, let's begin with a question, maybe. What do you have that I might want? All that you might want lies within my reach. What little I do not possess, I can obtain. Speak your desire. Well, okay. There is something I want. Do I only get one thing, or do I get all of them? I gotta choose here, huh? I want my memories returned, all of them. She smiles. Much can be forgotten in a lifetime, and much more in several lifetimes. Holy shit, she actually knows. She might have the power to give them back. I can help you. She studies your face closely. Explain to me the ways in which you want these memories. Speak to me your craving, and I shall speak to you of the price. What proof do you have that you could return them to me? She doesn't seem to move, but suddenly her hand is touching your forehead, a finger dragging along your temple. Only this. You feel as if the fog in your head has been peeled away, briefly, enough to catch a glimpse of remembrance, but before you can focus on the memory, the fog rolls back in. Only this. Only tell me why you desire it. Speak to me your craving, and I shall speak to you of the price. Well, I can do that. See, now I'm thinking, like, who is this lady? This game, you always run into the most godlike beings in the most unsuspecting places. Like, I remember, for example, when we met O, right? We met O in a bar. I think it was the Smoldering Corpse, but could have been a different one. And he was just there, and we talked to him, and it was fascinating, and then he disappeared, and never to appear again, apparently. Well, I guess I will describe the way in which I want the memories back. As you speak, her smile fades, and she leans forward attentively, her eyes ravaging your features as you speak. Her eyes ravaging my features? What does that even mean? I don't know, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful language. Her presence compels you to speak more than you normally would, and after a few moments her eyes flutter closed as she gives a sharp intake of breath. Did I make a terrible mistake by even speaking to her of this in the first place? I feel like this might come to bite me in the ass. Suddenly the desire for your memories begins to wane. Your want slowly drains out of you, leaving only a cold emptiness in its wake. She opens her eyes again as you stop speaking. What is wrong, traveler? Do you no longer want your memories returned to you? No, I mean, yes. What have you done to me? She seems perplexed. Whatever do you mean? Despite her innocent demeanor, you're certain something unnatural has occurred. She has somehow siphoned off some part of your desire, stolen it away for some ghastly collection of wants, or perhaps to feed upon. Had you finished speaking of your desire, you're certain it would have been lost forever to you. Oh, I see. So she steals people's desires? That's why her name is Unfulfilled-Desire? Is that her whole deal? Interesting. I wonder what would have happened if I had picked any of the other options, you know? Like, if I had picked that I want knowledge, would she have stolen my desire for knowledge completely? If I had picked the magical weapon or whatever, or if I had picked the first option that I want her, what would have happened there? Come now, is there something else you want then? Tell me of it. I'd best not. Farewell, Miss Unfulfilled-Desire. Okay, that was creepy. You know, actually, where was the option that I desired to stop hiccuping? That would have been a good one. That one should have been there. A large, ornate bathing tub. Cool, I guess. I wonder if we will ever get to speak to someone of this lady. Maybe learn more about what her deal is. Because that was unique. Well, you stole my desire. I think it's fair to steal your coins at least. A small enclosed courtyard lies outside this window. An oil painting of a young woman. The subject of this portrait is only vaguely humanoid. And there she goes strutting around the room. No care in the world. Well. Alright, Splinter. Splinter regards you coolly as ever as you approach. We welcome you once more to the civil Festhall, traveler. How may we help you? Well, how can you help me? We do many things in this fine hall, traveler. We answer questions guests might have regarding it or its inhabitants. We direct both visitors and members of the Society of Sensation alike to the Sensoriums or lecture halls. We also accept new members into the Society. Lastly, it is through us that purchases from the Society's vaults are made. Spells, items, and such. Well, can you show me to the Sensoriums? Or maybe let's buy something from the vaults first. Let's just see what's on offer. Holy shit, 4,000? Okay, Scroll of Power Word Blind? Level 8 Wizard? The power of sight shall be removed and darkness shall enter. This spell blinds up to 100 hit points of creatures within 15 feet from the specified target point. The blindness spreads outwards from the center, affecting creatures with the lowest HP totals first. Those with more than 100 HP are not affected. The spell effect's duration depends on the number of HP affected. If 25 or fewer HP are affected, then the blindness lasts for... Okay, that's a really useful spell, I think. It's level 8, obviously, so there's no point in even buying it now, but I'll try and keep it in mind. Okay, well, questions. Sure, I could do that too. Jumble Murdersense cursed me. Could you or anyone else help me?
Updated my journal.
We would recommend that you speak to one known as Salabesh. If he is not within the Festhall at the moment, he will be in its immediate vicinity. Salabesh is tall and thin, oft dressed in robes of black or crimson. Okay, that's fair. I think I'll go speak to him, actually. I wanted to see the Sensoriums, but maybe it's better to get cured first, right? So, Salabesh, my friend. You see Salabesh the Onyx. He makes a brief but graceful half-bow. Again you stand before me. I had some questions. About what, Not the ward and the like, I hope. Plenty of more common folk could answer such questions, and I'd just as soon direct you to one of them. Well, you're a master of curses. Perhaps you could help me. Help you? Salabesh sneers. Doubtful. Before he can respond, presumably because of all the hiccuping, he sighs, shaking his head. Well, perhaps I could. What troubles you, then? A certain Jumble Murdersense cursed me? Jumble Murdersense? Ha! That sputtering mooncalf could never best me. Oh, the battles we used to have, though. Salabesh frowns. But I'm past all that now. No longer my sort of thing, you see. I really don't know what I could do for you. After all, it's his curse, not the sort you'd find on an item or some such, you know, that you could remove with simple magics. He'll have to remove it, and willingly. Well, make him will to remove it. I don't know. Do something. You're the expert, man. Oh. Oh, that's actually quite clever. Could you teach me a curse, then, that I could use on him? Well, I don't normally do that. I keep my curses to myself, you know. And besides, even a single curse would take one a long, long while to learn. More time than I'd care to spend on it. Well, perhaps you're just worried that your curses aren't good enough to best him anymore. Is it gonna work on him? We'll see. You what? Of all the ridiculous. Now look here, you knuckle-dragging sack of scars. Salabesh the Onyx is the master of curses, and there is no other. Why, I could give you but a single phrase that would render that nincompoop's cursing wholly impotent. Well, purse your lips and look skeptical. That's it. You've made me do it. Salabesh utters a short string of impossible syllables, words of power, which you note mentally for later use against Jumble. There. See what that does to him, and tell me Salabesh the Onyx isn't the master of curses, then. Thanks, I'll do that. Well, that worked. That was fun. I learned a short curse from Salabesh the Onyx, which I should be able to use against Jumble Murdersense. Let's test it out right away.
All right.
No time to dawdle before I hiccup myself to death. Yeah, there's actually... Oh, no, never mind. There is a door. Come here, my friend. Jumble frowns at your appearance, biting his thumb in your direction and waving you away. Well, I mean, I already wanted him to remove the curse, so... I already asked him to do it, so I guess I'll just hurl it straight at him. Jumble stares at you with a somewhat skeptical expression as you speak the arcane syllables of Salabesh's curse. After a moment of awkward silence, the Chaositect mage notes that nothing seems to have happened, and an evil grin spreads across his face. Oh, don't worry, it's coming, I think. He opens his mouth to retaliate with another curse of his own, only to realize he has no voice. Whoa! Okay, let's talk a little bit about how this sort of curse magic works in this universe, because I don't know, I think it's not very well thought through. It seems to me like the fact that just a simple string of words can curse someone with something so serious is completely unhinged, you know? It's completely out of balance. And also, cursing someone to not be able to speak is pretty much the ultimate victory, because then they can't curse you back. He clutches at his throat, panic welling up in his eyes. Well, look like the tables have turned, Jumble. What do you think will happen when anyone you've ever cursed finds out you can't speak or curse anymore? Jumble drops to his knees, a pleading expression in his eyes. He looks ready to burst into tears, not ears. Will you remove the curse you placed on me, and swear never to curse another who didn't mean you harm? I mean, he can promise anything, and he can swear anything. As soon as the curse is off, he will probably just murder me with words. Whoa, 10,000 XP. Jumble places his hands over his heart and nods vigorously. Okay, it seems serious enough, but I still don't trust the guy. You know, the sort of person who just curses people for fun. Screw him. Very well, I guess I'll remove the curse then.
Updated my journal.
Jumble sighs with relief as he removes Salabesh's curse from him. He, in turn, removes his own, and your hiccups finally stop. He then bows humbly and casts his eyes to the floor. Oh, okay. Well, while we're at it, you know, I'd like you to take your curse off of Requind as well.
Updated my journal.
Jumble nods, pouting, and with a wave of his hand removes Requind's curse. Brilliant! That worked. That worked perfectly well, actually. Way better than I thought. Amazing. We are cursed no more. Now I think it's time to explore the Sensoriums. Can you show me to the Sensoriums? There are two. The public Sensorium, where visitors may use the sensory stones for anywhere between 10 and 50 commons, and the private Sensorium, where only members of the Society of Sensation are allowed. You can reach neither of them yourself. We must take you there. Well, take me to the public one first, then. And there I am. Whoops.
All right.
Sensate Guide, okay. These are new. Hello. Oh, never mind. I guess we'll talk to this one. Yeah. This man's gentle voice complements his calm and refined demeanor. Greetings. Are you here to use one of the sensory stones? Well, yes, I am. There are currently more than a dozen standard sensations available, as well as 6 more extravagant experiences. The use of a standard stone is 10 copper commons. The more involved ones will cost 150 coppers. Would you care to hear of the standard or the extravagant sensations? Oh god, I think we will spend like the next 3 episodes here. Then again, we might run out of money first, so we'll start with the common ones, with the standard ones, and if there's anything left, well, if I have any money left after that, I think I'll probably save it. We'll get to the extravagant ones some other time. The standard, then. The man smiles and explains to you some of the various sensations that are currently available for your perusal. Will one of these suit you? Unavoidable pain. That sounds brilliant. Tender love, mind-numbing tedium, sheer wonder, consuming impatience, tired surrender, or supernatural lust. Okay. Well, I think let's just go from the top. Let's do the negative ones first, so we have something to look forward to, maybe? Unavoidable pain, please. Hang on, show more shows me... Okay. Okay, yeah, this is... What's this option? Tell me about some of the others. Oh. Oh, I see. He did say there were like... how much did he say? Did he say 18 or something like that? Well, one of these suits you. Well, complete bafflement. I'm experiencing that already. Describe the last ones. Okay. Unavoidable pain. Good. The stone you shall want to use is in one of the smaller chambers, one room clockwise from the stairwell. It is greenish-yellow in color. Uh-huh. The stairwell, you say? One room clockwise, so would it be this one? I think they're just ordered like this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, probably. What do you guys think about this? Oh, they're all in the middle of something. Well, nothing, I guess. This greenish-yellow stone is the one that the clerk directed you towards. Within it lies the experience Unavoidable Pain. Sounds amazing. Can't wait. The experience is a short and violent one, struggling with another, slightly stronger man on the edge of a blazing hot stream of molten lava. Your weapon hand is slowly, inexorably forced ever closer to the magma. Beads of sweat evaporate the instant they appear. The hair on the back of your hand blackens and smolders above the awesome heat. Finally, your howls of suffering echoing from the canyon walls around you. Your hand and the axe it holds plunges into the lava and chars to ash in a few agonizing seconds. Whoa, okay, that was a crazy, vivid description of this sensation. And remember, I think that all of these are basically real people's sensations, just sort of preserved for others to experience. So someone really went through this. Sounds excruciating. Stir yourself from the experience. The experience seems to have stirred some long-forgotten, vaguely familiar memory in your own mind. You feel as if you've gained something from using the sensory stone. Okay. Do they just mean the experience, or is there something more? I mean, I could check my stats, but realistically, I don't even remember all my stats, so I don't think there's any difference here. Well, that one was definitely unique. I want another session, yes. Standard. Tender Love will do. A good choice. The stone you shall want to use is the one of the smaller chambers, 2 rooms clockwise. Yeah, okay. Light blue. Got it. This light blue stone is the one that the clerk directed you toward. Within it lies the experience Tender Love. Your eyes are closed. You can sense yourself standing on the tips of your toes, pressed against someone tightly. Soft lips brush against yours, giving you the most gentle of kisses. Your heart seems to flutter in your chest, and you feel as if you could fall backwards and simply float off into space. Well, that was definitely a change of vibe from the last one. And it also seems to have stirred some long-forgotten, vaguely familiar memory. Okay, it seems like these flavor texts will be the same for all of them, so I won't be reading them every time. Mind-numbing tedium. A good choice, is it? I don't think it is, but okay. The experience couldn't be more than a few minutes long, but hours seemed to pass. A long, boring lecture in the driest, dustiest hall in the University of Charm in Sigil. You look about the vast hall, hoping to catch someone's eye to pull a face at, but the other students are either asleep or staring listlessly into space. You drop your quill pen, pick it up and drop again, just for something to do. You consider stabbing yourself in the eye with it, just to see if your senses haven't been wholly numbed by the incredible boredom. You know, this made me realize how cool this game would be with a voiced narrator, like Disco Elysium has or Baldur's Gate 3 has. I feel like a skilled narrator could do so much with these texts. I'm not a skilled narrator, but you know, I try my best, so. Sheer Wonder. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sheer Wonder it is. This greenish yellow stone is the same flavor text as all the Oh, the ones before that. I shouldn't even read them. Hesitatingly, you open your mouth and take a shallow breath, and water flows into your lungs like cool air. You smile and take a deep breath, gawking in all directions as you slowly sink to the bottom of the harbor, where hundreds of colorful fish weave through twisting tracts of brilliant coral. As your feet touch bottom, you peer up at the keel of your ship and laugh aloud with joy, a string of great bubbles shooting up toward the surface. I love the whole idea behind this place, and I love that you just get to go and experience these sensations. And so many of them too. Consuming impatience, please. Lady Thorncombe, huh? Rings a bell, doesn't it? Gotta remember to talk to her afterwards, but first. Reddish orange stone, okay. You stand debating with Amnos the Horribly Slow, keeper of the Lion Key, as to whether or not your quest is important enough for him to relinquish the artifact into your care. The whole experience is an exercise in sheer torment. Name drop! Name of the game! Each and every one of his words is followed by a significant pause. Each and every point he makes is reiterated time and again before he lets you speak. You present an argument, then wait and wait and wait while he makes his counterpoint, to which you shoot out a snappy counterpoint of your own, then must wait yet again for another of Amnos's drawling, meandering, seemingly endless counterpoints. It's everything you can do not to simply lop the fiend's tusked head off and snatch the key from the twitching corpse. Oof, what an experience. Actually, I forgot halfway through the experience what it even was. Consuming impatience, right. You know, all the little flavor texts say that this stirs some long-lost memory within me. What if all of these experiences are mine? What if they were all taken from me somehow? Wouldn't that be a cool twist? That would be so cool that I think that might actually be what is happening here. Lady Thorncombe. This comely, middle-aged woman is wandering about dreamily, absent-mindedly chewing on her thumbnail. Her eyes seem focused on nothing in particular. She is dressed in elegant yet disheveled finery, and her hair is slightly tousled. She takes her thumb from her mouth, smoothing back a strand of hair that had fallen in front of her eyes. Well, are you by chance Lady Thorncombe? Her eyes widen momentarily. She looks away from you. No, I am not, sir. Well, I kind of think you do, you know, because the game told me so. You're a terrible liar, you know. Lady Thorncombe sneers. And you're a horribly scarred ruin of a man, more a corpse given some sad semblance of life than anything else. Now go away. Wait, I had hoped to receive training in the magical arts. I shall dash your hopes to pieces then. I no longer wish to teach magic. Now go, leave me in peace. Okay, but why not though? As if it were any concern of yours. But it is. I'm the main character. I seek to learn and you can teach. I would know what I might do to convince you to train me. She sighs loudly and resumes chewing on her thumbnail. I doubt there's much you can offer me which I cannot find on my own. The sensory stones provide me with all things that my considerable wealth cannot buy. The sensory stones? Yes. Each stone has recorded within it one experience or another. When I first came to these halls, I spent little time with them. Only now do I realize what I had been missing.
Updated my journal.
She nods, smiling. Her eyes take on a glassy sheen, and she holds herself tightly. One could spend lifetimes here, among the stones. Experience after wondrous experience. Mere words cannot express their magnificence. I can only suggest you see for yourself, sir. Well, I understand the allure of living your life in fictional worlds. You're basically the representation of gamers in this video game. But it doesn't sound all that healthy the way you put it, you know? You sound addicted. She snarls at you. Nonsense! I could stop any time I wished. I merely choose to bask in their wonder. Why waste time teaching dawdling, ungrateful magelings when I could remain here among these precious stones, living 100 new lives each day? Honestly, she's got a point. She's obviously addicted, but she's also got a point. I don't think the stones are there for that. Shouldn't you seek sensations of your own to share? Actually, that's right. That's, you gotta be a little bit more, productive, lady. What you think matters little to me. Farewell. Oh, that's it. That's it. So much for Lady Thorncombe. Okay. Tired surrender. A good choice, as always. This stone is violet, okay. Shuddering, chattering, hoping beyond hope to be found, you curl into yourself beneath a blanket of snow to save what little warmth you have left. Fighting to keep your eyes open, to remain awake, you become aware that you can no longer feel your arms, your legs, the ice against your face, and tired, so tired, you at last resign to the inevitable. You close your eyes, bidding sleep a bitter welcome, as the sense of loss forces a single tear, doomed to crystallize before it even reaches your cheek from your aching eyes. Oof. Hopefully the next one is not such a downer. Supernatural lust. Okay, that one sounds good. Let's try it. Ooh, very crowded in here. Can't imagine why. Light blue stone. I accidentally clicked leave. That was anticlimactic. You find yourself coupling with a succubus. Of course. A creature of such intense, otherworldly beauty that even her fiend's horns and thrashing tail give you no pause. She gasps under you. You desire her so completely that the whole of your existence seems focused towards this single goal. As your life explodes from you in a starry burst, you hear the delighted laughter of the succubus as she drains you dry, leaving your body but a soulless husk. Cool. Okay, that was pretty graphic. Good job. Note to self: don't couple with succubi in this game, or in real life, indeed. Psychosis. Yeah, we will go through all of these. We will not do the extravagant or whatever extraordinary ones, but we will finish all of these. Psychosis. I didn't read the instructions, but I believe it will be here, right? Nope. I should have read the instructions this time. Maybe it's counterclockwise. Maybe it's this. Or maybe these are the special ones. I have no idea. Nope. Okay. Gotta come back and read the instructions. Will I have to pay again? Maybe. One of the smaller chambers, one room clockwise? Oh, so it's the same rooms, just another sensation? Okay. Greenish yellow? Yeah. Okay, I never would have guessed that. Well, that cost me 10 coin. Begin the sensation. The experience is a strange one, very disturbing. You have the point of a knife pressed to someone's throat, your hand clamped over their mouth and breath hot and heavy in their face. You begin to stab them, slowly. The knife dimples their skin and eventually breaks it. There is the hot rush of blood over your forearm, the sound of strangled respiration, a horrible sense of perverted glee, and it is over. Wow. Just lovely. There's a lot of clicking for just that one experience. Festering jealousy. 2 rooms clockwise. You feel your lip curl as the fair-haired young hero, armor gleaming like a polished silver mirror, once again enters your tavern. Hanging his velvet cloak on a wall peg, he surveys your patrons with a pair of eyes like sea gems and a smile that sets the serving wench swooning. You set the mug you're cleaning down and harumphs loudly, thinking of what it would be like to turn him upside down and shove him in a rain barrel. That was a fun one. Bitter loathing. Whoa, this one is long. Venomous tears of pain brimming in your narrow yellow eyes, you gather the tattered remains of your small-scaled red wings off the floor. You humbly back out of Groba's study, gritting your needle-like teeth beneath sealed lips. Sure, you're only a spinagon, least among devils, but that's no cause for a pit fiend to tear your wings off because he doesn't like the message you've brought him. What will your Gilligan master do now? He certainly can't say anything to Groba, and what use is a spinagon without its wings? You'll probably get cast into the pit of flame for incompetence. Vengeance out of the question, there's little to do but shake your clawed fist and hate Groba with all the loathing your hard little black devil's heart can muster. Well, that one was interesting, so that was definitely not a human experience. So I guess they're not all mine, but some of them might be. Some of them might be, and it could actually lead to some interesting things, I think, to learn that they are. Pure glee, alright. Pure glee, then. Dancing and leaping about in rhythm with the wood elves' bouncing festival music, you and a dozen other dancers spin through the forest clearing like a whirling dervish, smiling and laughing like mad. As the cheering forest dwellers whoop, clap and dance alongside you, fairies careen through the air above your heads, leaving sparkling trails of colored light. Wood elves, huh? So there are wood elves in this setting. I don't think I've met any yet. I guess they don't really hang out in Sigil. Frightened exhilaration. You twist your head to look up at the large contraption strapped to your back. A set of 4 bat-like wings extend from out of it, each made of leather pulled taut over wicker frames. From the precipice you're perched on, Dilgyar's floating fortress appears as but a tiny speck suspended in the blue-grey sky, miles away across nothing but empty air. This is how everyone travels on the plane of air, they said. It's easy. You smirk, step back a ways and make a running leap off the cliff into the cool wind below, leaving your stomach behind. As the wings suddenly catch the air, an amazing rush shudders through your entire body as you soar out over the nothingness and towards the elemental prince's abode. This one is straight out of a fairy tale. It has nothing to do with anything, and I love it. I mean, that's the case for a lot of these, actually, but this one is not even shy with that information. It's just like, yep, here's just like a bunch of random stuff, and you're gonna read it, and you're gonna love it, and that's it. And I did. Grim determination now. The entire hall was in ruins and still in the process of being destroyed as dozens of combatants hurled weapons, deadly, arcane magics, and themselves at one another in a desperate struggle to be the last one standing. Plumes of acrid green smoke rose from the pile of limp bodies you dragged yourself out of, having barely escaped the wrath of some fiendish spell. There it was. Across the way, through the battling throng, through the bloodthirsty battle ahead of you, sitting untouched on a miraculously upright table, your pint of mead. And you'd get it back if you had to kill every last one of the brawling tavern patrons to do it. Great. They must have had so much fun writing these little things. It's always nice to be able to write something for fun that has nothing to do with anything, and it's just like little flavor text like this. And I'm the type of person to appreciate it. I would have gone through all of these even if I wasn't recording this for Let's Play. I just love experiencing everything a game has to offer. If it's not apparent to you guys by now. Complete bafflement. That's an interesting one to end on, but okay. Complete bafflement, sure. This light blue stone is the same as all the others. You awake from uneasy dreams to find yourself transformed in your dank lair into a rather small, four-limbed, fleshy thing. Is this like Kafka's Metamorphosis? You're lying on your shell-less, as it were wholly unprotected, back, and when you lift your tiny head, unadorned with its usual sensory antennae, oh, definitely is, a little you can see your pinkish belly partly covered in soft curling hairs, quite unlike the black bristles you're accustomed to seeing there. Your only two legs now jut from the end of your torso rather than up from around your abdomen. They look thick and ungainly in proportion to your body and lie there limply, making no attempt to right you on their own. Only by actively concentrating can you move the things. What has happened to you? Okay, this one was definitely a subversion of Kafka's Metamorphosis, which now makes me think if the other ones, or some of the other ones, were also references to something that I just didn't catch. Could have been. I am utterly baffled indeed. That was fun. That was really fun. I'm almost tempted to go for the Extravagant Experiences as well. I wonder what makes them different from the standard ones. Is it like that the text is longer? Or could it be that I will actually like get temporarily transported somewhere and be able to control my character in a strange place or something like that? That could be fun. I guess I'll give one of them a try. I love this. I'd like another session. Oh, they are really expensive, aren't they, though? But I've got enough money to afford at least one, right? The Extravagant. The man nods, smiling, and explains the more involved sensations. Oh, I think more involved pretty much gives it away, doesn't it? Will one of these suit you? Well, maybe I should think about these harder. I wouldn't do all of them. Certainly not this episode. I don't think if they're as long as I think, I might not even get the chance to finish them all today. But so let's pick just one that sounds interesting to me. A vastly important secret. Come on, that's cool. Excellent. The stone you shall want to use is one of the larger chamber's 2 rooms counterclockwise from the stairwell. It is a violet in color. Okay. Right, we're not going chronologically this time, so yeah, we have 3 large rooms, and there were 6 experiences, so yeah, it's 2 experiences per room again. Alright. That's not violet, that's bluish purple apparently. I guess I don't know my colors. Or my directions. A vastly important secret. Okay, so this one is just like longer flavor text. Got it. 6 Imperial servants rush ahead of you, swinging the golden doors of the Dragon Palace wide. "Long live the Empress!" they cry in unison. 1,000 years! Long live the Empress! 1,000 years! Beyond the threshold, dozens of loyal warlords, kings in their own right, drop to their knees, touching their heads to the floor in deference as you pass them en route to the Grand Imperial Throne. Bow. As you turn and face your minions, seating yourself upon the Imperial Throne, you allow a small, satisfied smile to creep across your carefully painted lips. There is but one thought in the forefront of your mind. That thought being, continue experience. That the body of the young Empress, Wu Tsun Sha, lies broken at the bottom of the Well of Solitude, and that you, Bai Hua, a horse merchant's daughter, are at last poised to shake the Empire and the corrupt Wu dynasty to its very foundations. Oh, I love that. That was so good. That was brilliant, man. That was so good. And of course, it seems to stir some long-forgotten, vaguely similar memory. I don't want to give this up. I don't want to stop now. Let's keep going. The Extravagant, and let's go for Horrible Regret. Horrible Regret, indeed. Okay, I didn't read the instructions, did I? I guess it's this one, probably, right? If I can actually click the damn thing. Hello?
Done.
Excuse me? It's not even the correct one. Okay, it's up there. It was a 50-50 because I forgot to read the text. Horrible Regret. You stand on the deck of your flagship, the Divine Hammer, as it floats over the continent of Agarheim, held aloft by the winds of magic. The very landscape roils and shudders beneath the bombardment of your fleet, 1,000 ships' cannons and bombards hurling their sorcerous fire down like vengeful gods. The shockwaves began to hit your ship only minutes ago, a constant vibration that sends shudders through the hold of the ancient craft and moves your very bones, accompanied by a constant rumbling bass. As the land's mountains begin to sink and the seas that surround it begin to boil off into the atmosphere, your first officer comes to stand beside you. "My Lord Admiral, permission to speak freely, sir." You nod your acquiescence, your stomach sinking as you guess at his intention. "My lord, forgive me, but how? What gives us the right? 1,000,000,000 lies. Oof." You speak without turning to him, unable to take your eyes off Rumos, the nation's vast capital city, as it vaporizes into a cloud of superheated gases 12 miles across and growing ever wider. If you only knew the full treachery of the Agarites, First Officer Felm, one which is beyond most any man's comprehension, then you would know. You would speak of our right to annihilate them. We have no right to let them live. "But sir, traitors, all of them? Surely among the hundreds of thousands, how many innocent—" "Silence! Speak of it no more. Our king has spoken. His will be done. The task set to us is a horrible one, not fit for contemplation or questioning. There is no room for pity, no room for remorse, only duty." The two of you stand silently for a time, watching the last minutes of Agarheim. At long last you sigh, a low, stuttering exhalation that sounds as if something has broken inside you. Beneath the brazen plate that covers the ruined half of your face, your dead eye begins to weep. "Fam, my friend, I would have you understand. I know now, as I look down at what I have wrought here, that were I to think upon what I have done, what I have truly done, I would be struck mad. A deed such as this, the anguish would overwhelm, destroy me. So, First Officer Fam, it must be that there are no innocents in Agarheim. No mothers, no children, no people. Only traitors. Vile, cunning traitors, who deserve no less than the full brunt of our most holy king's wrath. Do you understand this? Yes, my lord. Good. Now go. I wish to be alone here. By your command, Lord Admiral. Farm bows his head and returns below deck, leaving you to stand over the end of a civilization. Damn. That was good. There's nothing to say really. That was very well written. You know what? I think I'll leave it there. I think I will open the next episode with the remaining 4 experiences. Okay. Thank you for joining me today. I've been Savle. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.